Hey, everybody, and welcome back to The Warrior Way. I'm going to read a poem right now called When You Remember. I watched a movie last night called The Ark. For those of you who've seen it, it's about this guy and girl who get caught up in a time loop where there's a time machine and they keep on going looped back into the same reality over and over again. And eventually they start to awaken and remember that they were repeating the patterns over and over again. So I call this poem When You Remember, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the poem and yeah, everything about it afterwards. But I'll make this into a short for those of you who just want to watch just the poem part. But the explanation will be in the video posted later in the day. Here we go. We have been living this life again and again. You'll start waking up. Only question is when. Over and over, we keep repeating. Each time we keep depleting. Our energy used up to fulfill desires. After a long time, you'll start to tire. That way of living just gets old. You'll start to rise, be that bold. Breath by breath, slowing things down, truly appreciating everything around. Your family, your friends, everything in between, as you finally wake up from that nightmare of a dream. Destruction and scarcity, a bag of lies, finally ready for the real surprise. The realization that you live forever took a long time, but now you remember. It's just about letting go, surrendering completely to God's flow. Not an easy task with all these rules, mostly from others who are just fools. Truth is, they just don't know, as they think they're in control of the show. They may even talk about God and how he'll punish you for not listening to them, let you as you follow what's true. Then comes the day God will reveal. That's when we'll all kneel. Thank you so much for those of you who were here just to watch the poem. I I watched this video last night and all I could think about was exactly how our lives are. That people talk about deja vu, people talk about remembering things. Well, we do remember things because we've been living this life over and over again, whether it's actually the same lifetime over and over again, or whether we're coming back as different entities over and over again. But we've been doing this thing a long time. And then I think it seems to me what starts to happen is we implement things, we put things into this world based on what happened in our timeline. So for those of you who watch The Simpsons, I don't know if you can relate. Like people were like, I can't believe The Simpsons knew all these things. They put all these things, and they knew all these things. And what if we could look at it differently? What if you can say, well, maybe the person created it, maybe at the time he created it, he might have said he doesn't know, but maybe he did know. Maybe the subconscious knew that that was going to happen because he lived in that reality. Because that time, or because time and space already don't are just a figment of our imagination. That things already happen. So it could be that when we're writing things down, and the way technology and the people like ourselves that are light beings wanted to create things in this world to so when we come back, we'll remember through these different mechanisms like movies, TV, YouTube videos that were here actually imprinting more of our stuff. Whether it's books, like it starts like before technology, there were books, right? So books, but then technology came in like movies and TV shows, and then all of a sudden now we have like all these different methods with Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, and all these things are they can be used for silliness, as we know, like a lot of silliness, and it's great. I love it because I laugh to it too, like the comedies and stuff like that. It's beautiful and it's for us to enjoy. But at the same time, we're putting stuff in here so we can help others remember, help others awaken, because we just forget. And then all of this stuff is to allow us to remember. And nature is there for us to remember. When we look at nature, you can see it in nature, and nature will give you those clues. But sometimes we want it from ourselves. We want it from other humans who are similar to ourselves, who are going through this process ourselves. We're all going through this process. It's just that every time, it seems to be that every time we die, if we die completely unconscious, then we come back into a realm, or we come back into another reality where we don't remember again, and we have to wake up again. And eventually, it comes a point where you're going to wake up, and when you do wake up, you're going to remember. Now, it's funny because if you live in a place of thinking you're in control, as I wrote here, like then you'll feel like you have to do this, like you have to like like, oh my God, if I start to become aware of the fact that, okay, well, I've been doing this so many times, maybe I should like remind myself in certain ways and like come up with, when you start doing it for the wrong reasons, I'll call it the wrong reasons because there's no such thing as wrong and right in a sense because God allows it, so it's all perfect. But in order for you to feel content, in order for you to feel settled, it's not about collecting things. It's not about having all the stuff because you can have all the stuff and then still feel the dread inside because ultimately this existence dies and you start again. And it could be overwhelming if that happens. Like, so you'll collect and collect, and then you could keep on coming back and okay, keep on getting more stuff each time you go around. You're like collecting more and having bigger houses and more wives and more girlfriends and more drugs and more parties and more. But what ends up happening is you're not gonna. It doesn't feel good, even if you have all the power. If you have all the power, but you're not being real with yourself, and there's a little bit of like a trying so hard to control the outcomes. What happens is you start to feel a certain way. You're not gonna feel content. You're not going to feel relaxed and satisfied and being able to breathe. It requires putting in that kind of work of slowing things down and not forcing it. So like when you're like I'm here creating and like I last couple of days I didn't even put anything on even though like I have scheduled stuff because I love having a schedule. I love having a routine. I love being able to do this and being able to help others. So I like to get ahead of it and then I realize like what am I running for? Like what am I even rushing this for? Like I'll do what I can do in the right time and it'll come through at the right time. Everything will be exact anyway. It's just that I start like when I watch this movie and I skipped ahead like there's poems like I'm gonna share on here in a couple of days I'm sure that didn't happen today. There happened a few days prior where I might work backwards, but I really wanted to share this because it really allowed that it was an amazing movie, and I like watching the sci-fi type movies. Comedies and sci-fi now are my thing, like to laugh and to like also the sci-fi movies of like that they're really other like they're showing us a way of thinking of reality that so many like when I was growing up, even not so long ago, you could years back, where I'd be like, I'll watch a movie like, oh, it would be so cool if it was real. Well, what if it was real, right? What if it is real? What if the reality they're trying to show you? What if people who are creating this stuff, not everyone involved in it understands this, but what if some of them who are creating this stuff completely understand that's exactly how it is? That we're just repeating, repeating, and we're forgetting, and then slowly, slowly we're remembering through deja vu, through other people telling us, through having that moment of like, oh, maybe, oh yeah, and then like, then I have people watch, like I'm watching videos now, and like the universe, the way it works for you is that when you start saying yes, yes, like every moment is God, every moment is exact, then you start getting more and more, and everything becomes a sign, thing becomes something for your awakening, everything becomes God, angels, synchronicities, universal law. You start to see how it all plays out, that it's all perfect, and it's nothing you could do to change it. The only thing we want to do, at least for me, at least what I want to do, is to awaken others. Because the more I awaken myself, the more I want to awaken others to have that come back to me full swing. And I'm so grateful for those who create these videos, who created movies, the one like that, like The Ark, for example, or any of these things. And I used to not want to watch. It's funny because the movie is about them being like people coming after them at first, and then you realize that oh, the girl's actually part of it, and but they end up dying like each realm, like he dies or she dies or both of them die, and they keep on dying and keep on coming back, and you realize like that's what we're doing here. Deaths and births, deaths and births, deaths and births. Like we're dying, we're coming back, dying, coming back. And when does the birth and death cycle end? Only when you start to awaken and realize that it's all an illusion. It's not, there's never really a death and a birth. It's really all, it's relatively real. It feels real when it's happening. It feels so real right now. This feels so real. Um, but it's amazing. It doesn't, to me, it doesn't seem as real as it used to be in a sense of like having to run to go do things because I know it's going to all work out the way it's going to work out perfectly. I just know that now I can sit and watch nature and see that. I could sit and watch, listen to a video, and I'm so grateful for the videos that I get right now because it's all like I'll turn off like anything that's not resonating with me. They say it on the video. It's not resonating, turn it off. Like even this video, right? It's like if it doesn't resonate with you, it's not hitting you, it's not where you're at. It's okay if it's making you like feel a certain way or paranoid or like not unsure. It's okay. Turn it off. It's when those videos remind you of like yeah, 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 yeah. And then you keep going, you're like, oh my God, how does this person know everything that I'm thinking? It's not that they know everything you're thinking, it's that they went through it themselves. They are you, you are them. We are the same, we are one. We've all been through this because we've been cycling through this births and deaths so many times. So there are some people that have been cycling a little bit longer than us in a sense, if that makes sense. Like the cycling happens a little bit more for others than it does for us. And some people are just awakening at a different level than us. And they're a little bit, it's not, it's funny to say someone's ahead. There's no such thing because you're exactly where you're supposed to be in your evolution. But in a sense, they are ahead in the awakening process that they've gone through the awakening, or it's like that part of you that's awakening already happened. So that's them. That's them. That's you. That's them. But you are experiencing your version. You have to awaken this version. Those versions of yourself are woke up enough to be the ones to tell you how to awaken this version. So we're all helping each other because we're all part of this big puzzle. It's like one big body. Like there's a, I love that picture where they show the universe as being like one big body, or the world is one human form. It's like the entire entity is, it's a body, and we're all little pieces of the body. And the idea is to wake up the entire body, and then it could be overwhelming because, like, well, when is that ever going to happen? The point isn't to worry about everyone else is waking up in the sense of like controlling that. You have no control over it. You don't even have control over your own awakening in a sense, but you do have control over the way you feel. So trust the way you feel, because you just want to make sure you feel good every step of the way. So whatever you're doing at this moment, it's all good. I would just say, like, just breathe into it and allow yourself to feel this like amazing energy of like flow and remembrance. And there's no rush to remember, but when you start to become more aware and you start to become a person that starts to be more conscious, every single thing that starts to become more part of your awakening. And then all you want to do is share that awakening with others. Like I said already on here, it's a beautiful process. I'm so grateful to be on this journey. So grateful to be sharing as much as I can be sharing, and to help others awaken. And I hope, this should be for the good of all beings, out there. We need a lot of love. This journey requires a lot of different trials and tribulations to go through. The beautiful thing that that I've learned is that sorry, that if you go through this awakening, it's like your next generations, so your children who got to see you transform in a sense, they just see you in this way and they start living in that way, so they don't have to go through as much as you went through it in their generation. Then they teach their children, and starts to be that your bloodline starts to become the lighter people and the awakened beings that then populate and help the entire universe. And you just live in that place of creating more light, creating more love, creating more abundance, creating more giving, and you just go from that place. So if this helped you in any way, please like the video, of course. If you like the video, because it could help others who are looking for this, and share and comment, of course. Comment about your own journeys, about your own remembrance. I hope you're waking up right this second. I hope I helped you remember some way, somehow. But it's really you. So I just, like I said, if you want, please comment, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you so much for being here.